Welcome to the Lesbian Romantic podcast. This is Waking Up is Easy, Part 6. This channel is sponsored by Apocalyptic Protect, the phone case that will get you through the end of times. Apocalyptic Protect now offers a different kind of protection. Discover our augmented reality glasses that will weaponize information everywhere you go. Spot convicted criminals, sex offenders, rhinos, and libs without even checking your phone. See the link in the description below. Freedom Crusaders! Just a quick update to tell you that I have arrived in Windfall. I went straight to the so-called Quiet Peace Coma Center. I thought long and hard about this approach. Should I go undercover and try to gather as much information as I can first? Or should I go for a direct confrontation? In the end, I decided it was best to be upfront. I am here to expose you all, mother... Bleep. Don't want to get banned, right? I am here to expose your monstrous acts. Okay, this is going to be a very short video. I will post more later for channel members, so if you're not a member yet, now is the time to sign up. I promise you it will be worth your money. For now, this is it, you guys. The so-called Quiet Peace Coma Center. They really always hide in plain sight, right? Quiet peace. Unbelievable. I'll just let you look around along with me for a bit using these new augmented reality glasses by Apocalyptic Protect. As you can see, the video quality is great. Okay, fellow Crusaders, I will see you in the chat very soon to answer all of your questions and share my first findings in the field. I barely slept that night. I was scared Audrey would leave very early in the morning and I wouldn't be able to stop her. And, of course, I was thinking about Usha. Was she sleeping soundly? Would she slip back into a coma? And why on earth had she been so focused on me? What had she meant when she asked me if I was awake? Every time I asked myself this question, a peculiar sensation filled my belly. It was like a fire. No, more like a warm and tingling sensation. I pushed it away as much as I could, telling myself to get it together. I do remember having a brief, strange moment of insight somewhere in the middle of the night when I was so exhausted that I had drifted into a restless sleep. I realized that the feeling in my belly was the same feeling I used to have when someone noticed me as a child. A teacher or a counselor taking the time to get to know me, you know? Suddenly, for a few moments, I could see myself as a stream of consciousness. I was still that kid. I was still that teenager. But I was also different. Very, very different. You must think I was losing it. If you don't think that now, you probably will soon. Anyway, I'll try to focus a bit more. Let me tell you about the texts I ignored in the morning. Not Audrey's texts this time. No, Hope's and Maya's. I know. Catherine, I'm going home now. It's the end of my shift. The police asked me about what happened. They seemed very focused on you. It was weird. Are you okay? Oh, sorry, Hope again. Forgot to add. Usha slept all night. If you visit her today, will you let me know how she is doing? I can't stop thinking about her. Catherine, I got your text about not coming into work today. Look, I get it. I don't know why those officers were after you. Have you talked to Audrey? What is going on between you two? Why did you call her your ex-partner? Hey, Katie, it's your favorite person here. Brittany, haha. Just wanted to say I missed you this morning. Are you okay? Maya told me the police came looking for you last night. What a miracle with Usha, right? I hope she'll talk to me. I feel like she's special. Catherine, I took over your round this morning and talked to the families. It was really nice. Usha woke up again. She asked for you twice. Not by name, of course. She asked for the one who is asleep, and we figured that was supposed to be you. Don't feel pressured to come back until you are ready, okay? And you don't have to tell me what's going on at home unless you want to. You're a very understanding boss. Wink emoji. Maya. That's right. For the first time in many years, I called in sick that morning, or texted in. There was no way I was going to let Audrey just walk out of my life without another conversation. It's a little weird that it took Audrey moving out for me to prioritize our relationship, I guess. But did I really? Or was I happy to have an excuse not to have to face Usha again? I'm not sure. As soon as I heard that Audrey was up, I went to try to talk to her again. On my way, I locked the front door and hid the keys in a shoe. If a client would describe doing this, I would have jotted down abusive behavior. Audrey was in the kitchen, sipping a cup of coffee. My heart was already heavy, but when I saw her, it turned cold. In the second that I observed Audrey sitting at the table, leafing through a magazine, she looked amused. She looked relieved. Only after noticing me did her face turn somber. I remember that I had a choice. I really did. There was a moment in which I knew I had to let her go. I knew that it would be better for her, that she would be happy and relieved. Instead, I leaned into my anger and tried to stop her anyway. I'm ashamed to admit this, but at this point in the story, there's no reason to hold back. You already know what I used to be like. I really don't want you to leave, I said, sounding more angry than I should have. You can't do this. Audrey closed the magazine. I already told you I have to. I need this for myself. So it's all about you? I said, and I admit I struggled to recount this part. I don't get to have a say in this at all? Catherine, I think you had your say in it, but with actions, Audrey said, still calm then. Oh God, is this about me always choosing work again? I replied, raising my voice, despite my own aversion to anyone raising their voice. No, it is not, Audrey replied, louder too now. But you can't have your cake and eat it. What is that supposed to mean? I bit back. You want everything to stay the way it was, Audrey said, getting up from the chair angrily. You want me to be here for you. You want me to take care of everything. You still want me here for you despite our breakup months ago. You just call me a friend now, but you are not a very great friend to me, Kate. I did not know what to say to that. I think deep down, I knew Audrey was right. But my ego quickly crushed that insight back into non-existence. You told me I might not be safe, and now you're leaving me alone? I tried next. A new low for me. Audrey's eyes widened. That's not fair, she said, very quiet all of a sudden. What if this vlogger finds our address? I persisted. Shaking her head, Audrey said, Stop, Catherine. Just stop. I guess it really wasn't that worrisome then, I said, not stopping at all. If you're thinking that I'm an asshole, I get it. You might even think you're not that interested in my story anymore. I get that too. But I promise you that I get better over time. I think. Did you watch the video then? Audrey asked, crossing her arms. I needed my sleep, I replied defensively. Audrey checked her watch. Why are you not at work? I don't feel well, I said after a long silence. Audrey's beautiful, dark eyes widened again. You called in sick? In all the years we had lived together, I called in sick only once or twice. Even if I was sick and shouldn't come near our patients, I would lock myself up in my office at work. That's how I spent the lockdowns, too. Audrey didn't give me time to say anything else. Look, I am leaving no matter what you say or do. Please, give me my keys back and let me go. I still can't believe she heard me hiding the keys and thought it was funny. Freedom Crusaders channel, there are 236 comments on your latest video. Right-Wing Fighter 82. Oh my god, I love that you went to Windfall. I'm sure it will be these insane people's downfall. Haha. I can't support you because I just got fired, so I hope you will post more free updates soon. Signs is a hoax, too. No one else is investigating this yet. You're going to become huge. Followed your channel since the start. Can't you let me into the member section for free? Come on, I'm sure you're making good money with those ads. Hot Dog Champion 2023. Human life is sacred. Experimenting on these innocent human beings is a grave, grave sin. I know they plan to do this to us all in the end. I hope you soon find more evidence that you can share. I think that rich kid in a so-called coma over there is at the heart of this. His evil mother needs to be stopped. I just upgraded to the top tier and am about to send you an email. What? I don't remember what I was planning to tell Maya about suddenly showing up at work after all. I definitely was not planning to tell her about Audrey leaving that morning. I did not want to sit at home alone, and I also did not want to be referred to as the one who was sleeping, or something like it, by Usha. I knew everyone at work would start talking about it very soon. So after crying my eyes out for a few hours, very much out of self-pity, I got into my car and drove to work. I never had to explain myself to Maya because I never actually made it inside the building. I parked my car and was about to get out with a heavy sigh and more self-pity when I noticed a van in the far corner of the lot near the trees. There was a young woman leaning against the van, looking around with weird, odd glasses on her head. She looked like an alien in an old Star Trek movie. What the fuck? It's not that I actually recognized her, but Audrey's warning was fresh in my mind, and I immediately figured out who she was. My first instinct was to call Audrey, of course. You'll be happy to hear that I didn't. Instead, I finally watched that video Audrey had wanted me to watch.
Freedom Crusaders! Welcome to my weekly vlog where I share updates.
And another one after that.
I got lots and lots of messages over my reporting on the so-called coma center in Windfall.
And one after that.
I'm also trying to arrange for a car to hit the road and go to Windfall myself. I need to investigate.
I even watched the video this crazy vlogger had just uploaded right there from the parking lot with her crazy goggles.
Let you look around along with me for a bit using these new augmented reality glasses by Apocalyptic Protect.
I don't know if she noticed me that day in the parking lot, but I think that she did. I have no other way of explaining what happened next.
Galactic Protect, the phone case that will get you from the end of time.
This was part 6 of Waking Up is Easy. Thank you to the wonderful supporters of this podcast who live around the world and keep this podcast going for everyone. Thank you so much for your help and support. If you're new to this podcast, you can always go to lesbianromantic.com to find out more, although I do admit I really have to update my website. And you can also check out my Patreon for free, patreon.com/lesbianromantic, where you can find out more about the podcast and see behind-the-scenes updates. You don't have to register a credit card. You can use an anonymous email address and just find out more there. If you're very curious what happens in the next episode, I know what you were up to. You'll pay for this. We'll get you. There's no longer a place for you to hide at work. We know what you've been doing to these people. It's just a matter of time before we know where you live. As a test, I've now published the next episode of Waking Up is Easy as a one-time purchase in my Patreon shop. Just go to patreon.com/lesbianromantic to find the next episode there and support this podcast for the price of a coffee. See it as buying me a coffee to support the podcast and me giving back the next episode. Thank you for listening on this free public feed and spending time with me. It is always a privilege, and I really mean that. And I hope to see you soon on this feed.